the German Touring Car Masters 2002. A look back at what has been a great racing season. The first race was at Hockenheim on the short course, a demanding course, a difficult course to pass on, and one that demands physical stamina from the drivers. Laurent Aiello is on the left, Martin Tomczyk is on the right. Tomczyk, the young German driver, gets off to a bad start, and the Frenchman Laurent Aiello takes the lead. And it looks like ducking right there in behind him is Matthias Ekstrom in another Audi. And then the co-boss, Christian Abt, is running third in another Audi. So the Audis are showing they are the team to beat this year, at least here in the first race of the season at Hockenheim. And what about the defending champ? He's back in the pack. Bernd Schneider, who has 2 titles to his credit, back-to-back, would like to have a number 3, would like to defend the title, but right now he's sitting back in the pack. He's in that gray Mercedes with red trim and the yellow rear view mirrors. He just went by. Coming into the great part where the fans are here in the busy part of the course. The cars sorting themselves out beautifully in race number 1. There goes your leader, Laurent Aiello, Matthias Ekstrom, and running third right now, it looks like Jean Alesi. It is Jean Alesi running third. Christian Abt is dropped back into fourth. So Alesi has the first Mercedes in this field, at this point anyway. Running fourth, Christian Abt. Abt, the co-owner of the Abt Racing Team, Timo Scheider there in that black with red trim Opel, and right ahead of him, right there, is the defending champ. Bernd Schneider in the Mercedes, an unusual position for him, running back in the pack, and the Mercedes crew is looking on and kind of wondering what happened here. And Martin Tomczyk has problems in his Audi. Martin Tomczyk has some problems. He's gone off the course. So the young German driver with so much potential has a problem here early at Hockenheim. And also having a problem is Christian Abt. He's picked up a stop-and-go penalty. He had passed under a yellow flag, and now the co-boss is going to have to go in and take his medicine. But the Audis have already proven here early in the going. In 2002, they look like the team that wants to win it, and they're right up in front, forcing everybody else to play catch-up. And that's the one person who would love to do the catch-up right now, but Bernd Schneider in that gray with red trim Mercedes and the yellow mirrors isn't up with the leaders. He's running back in the pack, and right behind him is another of the young drivers in the field, Timo Scheider. Crew is getting ready for the pit stops. And here comes Christian Abt. He'll come in, take his penalty, and so one of the Audis is going to be dropping back in the pack. Meanwhile, out on the track, it's still Laurent Aiello. That man is rolling. Look at the lead he's got over Matthias Ekstrom. As the field now continues to sort itself out. The mandatory pit stops are now behind him, and Carl Wendlinger goes off the course. That blue Audi right now behind Timo Scheider in that black with red trim Opel. So far, the Audis are setting the signal here as who is going to be in charge. 3 cars go off, Olivier, Alsen, and Dumbreck here.
Well, just a bad race for me. I stalled at the start. I don't know why, just the car bogged down and stopped. And I had to fight my way back from almost last position, and then I had a spin when I touched another car. So from there I was really pushing very hard throughout the race, and I think I made up some positions, but someone went off and left a lot of dirt on the circuit, and I just arrived at that corner just behind Uwe Aertsen, who also spun, and both of us just straight into the tyre wall.
And when it was over, Laurent Aiello wins with Matthias Ekstrom second and Jean Alesi third, and it's a happy Abt team.
The second race was better, and then it was quite not an easy race, but I had to just take care of my brakes. A little bit of problems with the brakes, but you know, first race of the championship, you never know where you are with the brakes situation, so it's quite normal, and everything worked perfectly, and even the pit stop, so everything went very well.
And now the champs in the first race, the top three are together. Jean Alesi, Laurent Aiello, the two Frenchmen. They'll be on the podium. And look at Alesi in his first season in the series. He made the fans happy. Think what happens if he's going to win. What will happen then? Well, we'll find out in race number 2 as we go to Zolder, Belgium. The weather is miserable. This is one of those days you just hope that you can get through the race. And as things get started under caution, they go through the difficult part of the course here in Zolder, a very tight chicane. And Laurent Aiello picks up where he left off at Hockenheim. And Matthias Ekstrom is running back in second place. And a surprise, Michel Bartels in the Opel is running third. Timo Scheider looks like he's running fourth. It is. But right now, this weather is miserable. It has rained. The track is wet. Not ideal conditions. We'll find out how these new cars that have been built for this season are going to be able to handle these difficult conditions in Belgium. Right now, Laurent Aiello seems to be the man that has the most mastery so far. You're riding with Timo Scheider back in the pack. You can see what the visibility is. It's almost zero. It's hard enough for us to see. There goes the Bartels car, the black with the green trim. Here comes Aiello as they work their way through the back, toward the back part of the course. There comes Bernd Schneider. He gets inside of Christian Abt, and Jochen Winkelhock has gone off into the grass. The wet course starting to take its toll here in Zolder, Belgium, second race of the season in the German Touring Car Masters 2002. Timo Scheider in the Opel is running in fourth position, and Opel is in third. And look at that, Bernd Schneider, the defending champ, running in fifth position. Everybody's going to be happy to get through this one. This is a very difficult situation, and only the second race of the season, the car is still being worked on. This is going to be a real test for all of them. You can see them wiggle as they try to gain traction here. Oh, almost flipped over. Martin Tomczyk went off the course at the hairpin after the straight and almost flipped it. The pace car has come out. The pace car is out here in Zolder, Belgium. Everybody will line up single file. It might help to draw out the track just a little bit, but the conditions are less than ideal right now. There goes John Alesi, who did so well at Hockenheim. Would like to do it again here in Zolder.
So it was a very difficult wet race. My position was not very good on the grid. I was 13th, and after the sprint race, even if we had a safety car, I was 9th. So it was a good position for the race. But again, we start with safety car, and the safety car went out another time during the race. And the end was with a red flag. I had really no chance to make a good overtaking.
And everybody else continues to have problems. This is Christian Albers. He goes off into that same sand pit. Many of the tracks are now taking away the sand and gravel and putting in asphalt, so that the cars have a runoff area. And the race has been stopped at this point. And Laurent Aiello will pick up the victory in front of his teammate Christian Abt. And Bernd Schneider, last year's champion, will finish in third position and make the podium. But right now, he just hopes he can catch up with the leaders. The leaders, of course, being the Audis. And they get to celebrate in Zolder.
Aiello, 4 question up and 4 seconds.
So Laurent Aiello is taking another step toward a big lead in the championship, and it looks like the Audis definitely are the team to beat this season. Race number 3 moved on to England, to Donington, 2.5-mile circuit. At all the circuits, there's different types of programs for the drivers to get up tight and close with the fans. One of the most popular, the autograph session. Here's the Audi autograph tables. All the drivers come out so that everybody can get to meet and get the autograph of their favorite driver. That's Carl Wendlinger. You can see Aiello there. There's Hoesman from the Netherlands. So all the drivers, he drives for Mercedes. Marcel Fessler. Everything gets autographed. Model cars, you name it. It's autographed. But then it's time to race. And on the pole on the left in the Mercedes, that black Mercedes, Jean Alesi from France. Martin Tomczyk was on the outside pole, gets a bad start, is passed inside by the Opel of Reuter, but he doesn't let him by. Getting off to a great jump, though, running now in second place, is Marcel Fessler. So Mercedes gets off to a great start here in Donington. And Jean Alesi, the newcomer from France, from Formula One into touring cars, has the lead in the third race of the season. He's done quite well this season. It's not easy to make a change like he's done, but he's running extremely well here out in front. Fessler is running second, going up the hill here in Donington. Donington, a beautiful course in the English countryside, 2.5 miles long. This is the tight corner right here coming around, and it looks like it is Tomczyk that was spun out, and several cars were involved. This is the corner coming right up to the start-finish line. Martin Tomczyk spins, but he was helped along the way. Timo Scheider there in an Opel, evidently involved in that same collision. So now Scheider will try to get to the pits. It'll be interesting to see how that all developed. Timo Scheider, another of the young drivers in the field who has done so well over the last year and into this year. Great potential here. They've even talked about a Formula ride for him. He's 23 years old from Germany. Right now, he just wants to get that car back in. Tomczyk spins. Fessler gets around him. Now, whether there was contact or not, I don't know. Bernd Schneider gets by. Everybody else seems to get by okay. And look at this. Yves Olivier from Belgium is having problems with the Opel. That door is wide open. Takes care of the aerodynamics for this lap, that's for sure. And we have a stop-and-go penalty for two people. Bernd Schneider and Laurent Aiello. Schneider went too fast through the pits. He went faster than the speed limit allowed in the pits. Look at that, your top drivers, both. Now, normally they have an automatic system to make sure that they don't speed when they go into the pits, but here comes Schneider. He's coming in again. He'll take the stop-and-go penalty, but the question is going to be, what happened? Normally these cars are set up so that they automatically hit the speed limit they need to go down the pits. So, Bernd Schneider, the defending champion, in a Mercedes that is, up until now, not been that competitive with the Audis, and yet here in Donington, Jean Alesi in the Mercedes is showing the way. Schneider now has to put his foot to the gas and see if he can do to make up for what has been a very disappointing race here in Donington. That is Menu who he's going by. Here is your leader, though, Jean Alesi from France, from Formula One to touring cars, and then in touring cars to victory at Donington. So he is off to a tremendous start here in the season in the German Touring Car Masters year 2002. This time, the Mercedes crew can certainly smile. First couple races were difficult, to say the least. So here comes Jean Alesi, the Frenchman. picks up the victory for Mercedes here at Donington, England. Race number 3 in the German Touring Car Masters.
It's a long time I'm not on the first place on the podium. It was in Canada with Formula 1, and to be in this series, you know, the first time I drove the car, I understand it was very tough. But with all my career, I was really looking for a great championship. I had a very good welcome from all the drivers and the team managers. Really, I'm very happy to be in this series. It's very hard, but I love it.
The Audis didn't win, but they certainly showed their power, finishing second and third. Christian Abt second, Ekstrom third.
I have to say, first of all, starting from the pit lane is a new experience, first time in my career, and then I pushed everything that I could do with my car and my setup, and I saw the pit, but every lap it was getting lower and lower position, and I'm very, very happy.
And so is Jean Alesi. His victory ceremony leads us now to the 4th race of the season, the Sachsenring. The Sachsenring, 2.3 miles, and Laurent Yellow on the right, once again on the pole. Alain Menu in the Opel, look at that, is running second. This is in the feature race. Bernd Schneider pulls his Mercedes into 3rd position. As we work our way into this beautiful course here in eastern Germany, as they come down the hill, they'll go into a long sweeping right-hander and go back up the hill again. There you get a good view of the corner as they spin through here and head up. You can see how the courses pass each other. There is Hoesman. He has gone off the course. Patrick Hoesman from the Netherlands. He comes back on. Get a good look at Bernd Schneider sitting in 3rd position behind Alain Menu. Winkelhock 4th. Timo Scheider in the Opel running 5th. Another Opel driven by Bartels. Taking a look at some of the action as the camera high up shows some of the bumping going on in the lower section of the course. That was a look at this all now from Fezzer. As you can see, the bumping is here. These drivers are not afraid to tap each other, and they also take their share of chances, of course. Touring cars is a rough business, and it doesn't matter where they're running. Some of the most exciting racing going on in Europe. That was Jaeger, who had spun and got himself straightened out and went into the pits right there. That was convenient. Mandatory pit stops in the feature race of each race in the German Touring Car Masters in 2002. They can decide the race. Here comes Bernd Schneider, your defending champion. He comes sailing into his pits. Get a good view of the course here as now Menu is up with the leaders. Here comes Bernd Schneider. His crew goes to work. All 4 tires get changed. And he's out. Great time, 6.6. And he heads back out onto the course. Bernd Schneider still not satisfied with his season at all. It's been a very slow start for Mercedes despite the great race of Jean Alesi. Winkelhock is right now your leader. Michel Bartels is running second, but he is not pitted. Pit stops are mandatory. You have to come in and take that pit stop. Otherwise, you're penalized. And this is Tomczyk with his pit stop coming out of the pits here at the Sachsenring. The young driver showing potential, but certainly having sometimes his share of problems. And there he is right there. He came out, and Jean Alesi has also got a problem. And the Tomczyk car is in the sand. Alesi's car is not moving. Here's what happened. Tomczyk comes out, cuts in, right in front of Jean Alesi.
I start from the back, and obviously when you're in the middle of some cars it's more difficult, and I did not a good weekend.
And when it was over, Laurent Aiello picks up the victory. Bernd Schneider is second. Alain Menu is third. A great day for the Opel crew. They've got to be happy.
in the long run, I mean, I was fighting, but really, I mean, we had a bit too much understeer with the car. But I mean, I'm very pleased for myself, for sure, for the team and for Opel. You know, I think we deserve a good result because we've been competitive all the time, but we've had some bad luck. So at last today, I think the wind changed and got a good result.
And good results means time for the champagne in the German Touring Car Masters 2002. The next stop, the city course in Nürburgring, Germany, the Norisring. Almost a mile and a half long. This is a fan's delight. And of course, the drivers also put on the show outside the Norisring circuit itself. How about a soccer match with race drivers? That's Peter Dumbreck right there. And the Opel team certainly had to be happy as there. Yves Olivier, number 19. Soccer's over, race time. Matthias Ekstrom on the left, Uwe Alsen on the right, and look at that. Bernd Schneider now moves up into second place in his Mercedes. Uwe Alsen got off to a slow start here, but now the real key part of the race course. The hairpin. Ekstrom bumps into and goes wide on Bernd Schneider, and Uwe Alsen takes the lead. The hairpin has taken its toll in the very first lap of the racing here at the Norisring. The hairpin leads to a straight and then to this chicane. And through the chicane they go. And right up near that cement wall, they come out onto a long straightaway, heading back toward the lake. And then they have another hairpin. And then it straightens out and the cars take off down the very long straightaway here on the street course at the Norisring. And your leader is Uwe Alsen. So Mercedes is running 1 and 2 with Aiello and Ekstrom holding up the Audi flag 3rd and 4th, and Joachim Winkelhock in the Opel has Opel up in the top 5. A slow-mo look here as Dumbreck, Wendlinger, and Olivier have a collision here at the Norisring. Take another look at it. Dumbreck got inside and hit Wendlinger, and everybody else had to get around him. And now the battle is for the lead. In the waning moments of the race, Bernd Schneider is out in front, right here. Laurent Aiello right behind him as the Mercedes crew looks on. 2 of the top touring car drivers in Europe are going at it here at the Norisring. The Norisring. This weekend, over 126,000 fans have come for the touring car event. And it's come down to this. Bernd Schneider goes through the chicane. We head back to the long straight. Laurent Aiello is right behind him. He's trying everything he possibly can. Here we go into the last corner. On the last lap, and Aiello gets inside. Laurent Aiello gets inside, gets by Bernd Schneider, and now he's got to outrun him. Has the Audi got it in him to outrun him? Schneider pulls over and finishes second. What a great finish. Laurent Aiello wins it here at the Norisring on the very last corner of the last lap. The Audi fans and teams rejoice.
When you drive against a driver like Bernd, it's always a pleasure. You know, it was very fair. I try my best to be fair and to have a good show for the public without taking any risk. I think Bernd is also happy about this, and if we could have this sort of race every weekend, it could be perfect.
And naturally, Aiello celebrates with the fans. You can't get higher than this.
The first try was not easy, but there I have a quite comfortable win, and the second one was a little bit more difficult in the first corner. I touched a little bit with somebody, and then I lost 3 places, and I was touching the wall there, and from that on I did everything I could, but the other guys was also very fast, so it's not so easy as to catch them up.
And here at the halfway point in the season, Laurent Aiello is the points leader. Matthias Ekstrom is running second. The defending champ Bernd Schneider is running third. But here at the Norisring, another Audi day. And the defending champ is still in there. Heading into the second half of the season, the Euro Speedway, the Lausitzring. But before we get to the cars on the track, and this track that's 2.8 miles long, bicycle racing time for the German Touring Car Masters drivers. That's Bernd Mailander in the green uniform. Next to him on the left, Fessler. And there's Mailander with Karl Wendlinger. So the drivers of four-wheel competition have given it up for two-wheel competition. Marcel Fessler from Switzerland. Every race this season has been a matter of everyone trying to do something to show the fans there's more to this than just a bunch of guys trying to bump fenders. Fessler and Mailander working their way around as we come to the final sprint. And when it's over, Fessler is the man that wins. Karl Wendlinger brings up the rear. Time to go racing. Once again, this is the battle of the two top drivers. On the right, Bernd Schneider. On the left, Laurent Aiello as we go into the first curve. This is an oval circuit with a road course built inside of it. And we take the course right before the first turn. They head into the road course. The road course goes through a series of curves that leaves it back out onto the super speedway segment. They changed the course just a little bit this year. They'll stay on the speedway segment a little longer before they cut over, but now they're staying out there a little longer. And Bernd Schneider takes the lead. Aiello is second. Winkelhock is third. Matthias Ekstrom is fourth. Tomczyk is fifth. So the Audis are up there once again, 3 in the top 5. And Winkelhock in the Opel is running up in the top 5, so Opel looks pretty good, but this Opel's having a problem. That's the Yves Olivier.
I had a very good start, and the race was very good at the beginning. I passed also Wendlinger, and it was fantastic. My car was very good on the track. And suddenly I had gear problems and downshifting, something I didn't downshift. And from fifth to second gear, unexpectedly like that, I couldn't blow up my engine also. It was better to stop my race.
Bernd Schneider, your leader, right ahead of Laurent Aiello. These are the top 2 drivers of the season, 2 of the top drivers in touring cars in Europe. And once again, they battle. Could this be similar to what happened at the Norisring? A last corner, last lap pass? Well, this time it doesn't look like it's going to happen so far. Bernd Schneider is the man out in front. You get a great view of Laurent Aiello picking up the chase here. They continue to battle for the lead as they did at the Norisring, and the fans certainly hoping that something comes out of that one. A lazy and Alsen tap here going into the corner, and it's Alsen that ends up on the short end of the stick in the grass.
I push out one of my colleague, Alsen, and I'm more disappointed from this mistake than my weekend, because I'm new in a team, and to create a relationship in between us, it takes time. And when there is things like today, you have to start from the beginning. So I'm looking for talking with him and to explain my mistake.
Now come the mandatory pit stops and that long run into pit road. It's a long one here. And Bernd Schneider is coming in for his mandatory pit stop. All 4 tires. Schneider has been dominating the race here. The question is going to be, is Pitt gave him a great pit stop to get him out. The rest of the field still has to do their pits. So Bernd Schneider is out. Laurent Aiello is pitting, got problems. Look at that back tire. He's got problems and he's out. Ooh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt and probably cost him a shot at this one. And here's your winner. Bernd Schneider wins at the Euro Speedway and locks him up for the fans. That's one happy driver. He's come a long way back after a disappointing start to win here at the Euro Speedway. Sean Alesi and Bernd Schneider, the Mercedes winners so far this season. The rest have all been Audis.
In the beginning it was really tough because I made a lot of pressure on my side, and I had a little problem with our radio. I had always big noise, but I couldn't switch it off because I need to get advice to come into the pit for the pit stop. But afterwards it was great. The car was perfect balance, and the guys made a brilliant pit stop.
Bernd Schneider pulls himself back into the points race. A bad pit stop sends Laurent Aiello back down the finishing list, and Bernd Schneider slowly tries to work his way to catch up. Next stop on the tour, the Nürburgring, the brand new, refurbished Nürburgring. Aiello and Alsen on the front as the field takes off into the new section of the course. Uwe Alsen is the man out in front. The Audis are running second there, and it looks like Bernd Schneider is going to make it into third or not. No, this is the new part of the course. Everybody goes wide on this very sharp corner, and the cars sort out very, very quickly, and we've had a collision right there at the beginning. Alesi and Menu were involved in the crash. Also, Jean Alesi was involved. The new part of the course taking its toll here at the Nürburgring. The new course drawing different types of reviews from the drivers. Some like the old better, some like the new change. Here is Husmann spinning, which started all the action in the first corner. Parts start to fly, and now you just want to get through it.
It's difficult to know, when you are in the middle of the cars, and with the things we have on the neck, you have no chance to understand what's happening.
This is Yves Olivier spinning, and Husmann taking a shortcut through the chicane. Two chicanes on the course, the one the Grand Prix cars use and the one that everybody else uses. But Olivier came out of that somewhat unscathed. Here you see Timo Scheider, and right behind him is Matthias Ekstrom, and you're looking now out the back window of the Scheider Opel here at the Nürburgring. Two cars spin. Ekstrom and Wendling are teammates. Spin. Not a good day for Audi here at the Nürburgring. This thing's clear. We'll take a look. Also involved in that was Welcome Winkelhock. But he came into it a little bit later, I think. Meanwhile, once again, your top drivers, Laurent Aiello and Bernd Schneider, are running nose to tail, and Uwe Alsen is the man out in front. Olivier, the man that spun here in the Opel. So Opel having a little bit of a trouble here. Alsen's your leader in the Mercedes. Then comes Laurent Aiello, then Bernd Schneider, and behind him is Marcel Fessler. So they have a Mercedes sandwich here. Mercedes running first, third, and fourth. Laurent Aiello, your points leader, is running now in second position. So actually, Alsen's got a problem here. He probably would like to help Bernd Schneider pick up some more points by letting Schneider, if Schneider can get past Laurent Aiello. But Aiello certainly doesn't want to give up any points here either. Marcel Fessler's in fourth place, and Olivier's car now being pushed into the box.
After the pit stop, the three laps after the pit stop were very good. And then there was something dust on the track, and I made a spun, and I f***ed the tire. And there was a big vibration in the car, and they have to come in.
So the racing continues here at the Nürburgring. Seventh race of the season in German Touring Car Masters 2002. You're riding with Martin Tomczyk. Get a great look at the course at the Nürburgring, revamped this year. This is the part of the course that's going to take you right back to the start-finish line. If you wanted to go out on the old course, you would have turned left right there. But nobody's doing that much except a couple of years for endurance races. Great view of the circuit here at the Nürburgring, which certainly has undergone some changes. But right now, there's no change in the top four. Alsen, Aiello, Schneider, and Fessler. And here we come. Last lap. Schneider can't pick up ground. Laurent Aiello is not going to get by Alsen, so Schneider will finish third. And Fessler fourth. Your winner is Uwe Alsen. Mercedes first, third, and fourth.
It was quite difficult, you know, to stay in between two Mercedes. The target was there not to lose points against Schneider, and in reality I didn't lose, but I gained a little bit more. So I'm very happy with this result.
So they're on the podium. They're going to be heading off to what could be the deciding race. The performance by Alsen was great, but Laurent Aiello's consistency means he could wrap things up in Austria. And that's our next stop in the German Touring Car Masters 2002 2.69-mile circuit in Austria, a hilly course. Starts in a valley, goes up the hill, and then comes back on down again. Before we get into the racing, of course, we have to try a different sport, as we have all season long. The German Touring Car Masters stars take to the golf course. Some better than others. Some doing it strictly for fun. Some, of course, have played golf all along strictly for relaxation. Some certainly have a style of their own. Timo Scheider. Thomas Jaeger takes his swing. Marcel Fessler watching the rest of the teams playing through. Now it's time to race through. Ekstrom is on the right. Schneider is on the left. Aiello is in third in the main race here in Austria. And are we battling for positions here? The question is, can Laurent Aiello, who's in a sandwich right there in the third, fourth, he drops back to sixth position at the start. The Mercedes teamwork here could pay off. But the one change is Matthias Ekstrom in the Audi. Ekstrom is out in front. Schneider needs to finish ahead of Laurent Aiello to keep the title chase going. And Uwe Alsen has spun. Uwe Alsen, the Nürburgring winner, has spun and will drop back to the end of the pack. Ekstrom is out in front, trying to hold off Bernd Schneider. Back in the pack is Laurent Aiello. But now all eyes are going to be on Bernd Schneider trying to stay ahead of Laurent Aiello. The mandatory pit stops. Ekstrom comes in. Aiello comes in. That was Fessler coming in. Ekstrom, your leader, in the pits. He is back out. Everybody doing their best to get in and out, including this man, Bernd Schneider and the Mercedes crew. They've got all four tires changed, and he is back out on the course. As they work their way through, Ekstrom comes by. And Aiello comes by, and the app team certainly has to be happy. And now it's Laurent Aiello going after Bernd Schneider. He goes off the course. Bernd Schneider was trying to make the move on Laurent Aiello. And now he's off the course and drops back. This could be the season. This could be the championship right here. But now Laurent Aiello has to move front. He has to keep people away. And the Opels have all spun in tandem. Amazing. The Opels having their share of problems. Ekstrom and three Opels go off, including Timo Scheider and Reuter. But now Laurent Aiello has Bernd Schneider right behind him. Schneider gets inside as Aiello was blocked just a little bit by Fessler. Whoa, this is Mercedes teamwork. Now what is Aiello going to do? He has nowhere to go. He goes outside. Schneider bumps his teammate, but he has the inside position to the corner. And Aiello slips in ahead of Marcel Fessler. But Fessler's not giving up. Fessler cuts inside. He does not get by. Bernd Schneider is out in front, coming in the last corner. Schneider spins off. Laurent Aiello wants to get by. We're in the last corner of the last lap. Aiello loses it. He hits Marcel Fessler. Aiello's off the course. Fessler keeps going. Schneider keeps going. The championship is still open. What a controversial finish. Fessler wins it, even though Lazy had been the leader all the race long.
It was fantastic, and especially the end. When these conditions are happening, you understand it's not possible to come in for rain, and the rain is not okay because, anyways, there is a dry and wet part. So I enjoy very much the race.
Thank you. Bernd Schneider thanks Jean Alesi. You see, Alesi was out in front, and he put on the brakes, hoping that Schneider could pick up some more points. Fessler, meanwhile, continued to roll in a broken car. When it was over, everybody finally figured out who won. Well, who won of the fans, as the championship is still wide open. Next to last race of the season, we go to Holland, to Zandvoort. The home race course for a couple of drivers in the field.
It's always good to drive in your own country. At least you can speak in your own language, which is fun from time to time, because normally German is the main language. And then I haven't been here for a very long time, so I'm very happy to be here. And if you look at how many people came today, they broke a new record by 20,000. So in total there are over 50,000 today. So I think it's fantastic. The whole program is fantastic, and it shows that DTM is very popular nowadays in Holland.
The other Dutch driver in the field is Christian Albers.
I like it really a lot, and because the people are so enthusiastic, and I like it to drive for my fans here, so I think it's really good here to drive. It gives you always a special feeling.
Ready to go. Fessler on the right gets off to a bad start. He had won the qualifying race and gets off to a very bad start. And getting the jump into the lead is Christian Abt. Ekstrom is running in second place. And Alain Menu is running in third. Michel Bartels has a problem and goes off the course. The points leader, Laurent Aiello, was disqualified from running in the qualifying race because of a problem with the gas in his tank, and he has had to start at the very end of the field. Now, Bernd Schneider, if he wants to stay in the championship, is going to have to win here. Bernd Schneider has to win. Laurent Aiello, the more points he can score, the better. But what it comes down to is Schneider has to win. Aiello has to work his way up as far as he possibly can go and come through. Christian Abt running in front. You can see Bernd Schneider back in fourth position. The question now are the tactics from Mercedes. The question is, are they going to be able to get that car repaired? Tomczyk with a real difficult situation there. Christian Albers from the Netherlands taking a different course than normal on the race course, on his home course actually. You're riding with Bernd Schneider. He's got his work cut out for him. He's going to have to see if he can pull himself to the front and win the race. But there's going to be a battle ahead for just about everybody. Ekstrom passes the boss, Christian Abt. Now everybody goes into the pits. Look at this. Christian Abt has slowed down the pit stops. That's Christian Abt down in front. He has slowed Bernd Schneider, which means that Matthias Ekstrom and the rest of the field can pull way out in front. Oh, what a strategic move that was. Bernd Schneider lost a tremendous amount of time thanks to a very slow pit approach by Christian Abt, which slowed down just about everybody. Bernd Schneider gets out of the pits, but now he really has his work cut out for him. He gets out before Christian Abt and Alain Menu, but now he has a long road ahead of him in the last lap. Matthias Ekstrom is your leader. Bernd Schneider gets by Fessler, who lets him by. So now Matthias Ekstrom can assure the championship for his teammate, Laurent Aiello, who is running in sixth position. Schneider has to win. He's running third. He has his teammate, Marcel Fessler, ahead of him in second. They're going to have to see what they can do to pull up here. Bernd Schneider just has to hope that something happens and he can win this race. It is not in his hands anymore. Laurent Aiello, he just has to wait and hope to stay as it is, because it's not in his hands anymore, the championship. The battle of endurance is now on. Bernd Schneider has moved into second place, hoping that something happens to the young Swedish driver Mattias Ekström. But Ekström has proven to be very, very strong for a young driver in this field. Laurent Aiello is in back, but look at this. Ekström wins. Mattias Ekström wins the race. Laurent Aiello will be the 2002 German Touring Car Masters champion. And there he is, coming across the finish line here in Zolder, Belgium.
I don't know. I am somewhere else. I think I am together with my grandfather, which died this year, and this title is for him.
And there they are, the champs. The final race of the season on the brand new Grand Prix course at Hockenheim. 2.79 miles long. Formula One's been here. Now the German touring cars. But before they can get out on the race, Mercedes drivers have decided to put on, well, not driver suits, are they? They've gone and become cooks. Can you believe that or not? And so they're going to serve a dinner as a tribute to their teams, to everyone involved. The drivers have become the chefs. Oh, and the waiters. Peter Dumbreck here, serving up for the guests. Marcel Fessler with a different hat than his helmet, that's for sure. And look at this. Nothing but the greatest fast food from Uwe Alsen. Oh, and that's a good way to pour a drink. I don't know if I'd want to drink it or not, but it's a good way to pour a drink. Well, there actually is some cooking going on. Jean Alesi is the man doing it. The discussion of the meal. And now everybody gets to try what has been cooked. Well, they're going to try the fast food, of course. Well, not quite. You see, they are trying to make it look reasonably good. There are plenty of cooks trying to tell the cook how to do it. The question is everybody going to be able to eat it? Well, so far, the fast food's gone over very well. And then, finally, the true fast food from Bernd Schneider. Can you believe it? A Big Mac. And so, Mercedes crew gives up the cooking to head to the brand new course. On the right, Laurent Aiello. On the left, Bernd Schneider. They've been battling all season long. Nothing wrong with doing it again here in the final race of the season at Hockenheim. And Mattias Ekström was giving a real heavy shove to Bernd Schneider in the opening moments, but he did not be able to make a move. That was Albers who went off. And Bernd Schneider is holding on to second place as they head out onto the new section of the course. It swings left, right here, and then onto a long bending straightaway. Top speed on the course. And then they have to brake very hard for this hairpin. This is a difficult part of the course. Aiello gets through. Everybody else seems to be working their way through. But you've gone from a high-speed straight into a very tight and difficult hairpin. And it looks like everybody got through on the first time around. All right. Oh, not quite. Jean Alesi has flown in the air. That was Jean Alesi's Mercedes. Something happened and the car went airborne right after the hairpin. The car is destroyed, but Alesi is okay.
Twice I crashed. The first crash for me was a mistake from me because I braked too late. The second one, I don't know what's happened, but one car put my car in a barrier, and then I had a big crash.
The pace car had come out, and we start again. Aiello and Bernd Schneider leading the pack here on the new Grand Prix course at Hockenheim. And the pair that have battled all season long look like they're going to do it right here to the end. And Martin Tomczyk is out of his car. Martin Tomczyk is out of the car. What happened here? He seems to be okay. You get the car doesn't look too good. Question is, what happened? Here he comes. He's on the left. Something happened to the car. He lost control of it. Cuts right into the corner in the middle of the field. Oh, and he hit Bernd Mailander. From behind, Mailander didn't stand a chance. Mailander was the innocent bystander and took the damage, but look at the car. Tomczyk's car is out, and there's Mailander's car on the left. His car is out. Pit stops. Laurent Aiello, he comes in. As the pits continue, the key now is, can we get in? Can we get out? Bernd Schneider has his pit stops. Everyone rushing to come in and get out. And here's why. It's raining. That was the rush. It has started to rain, or at least drizzle here. Aiello had been out in front, but now everybody came in and pitted. And it's a question of, we went from a dry track to a very wet track, and here comes Laurent Aiello out. And Bernd Schneider moves in to take the lead. He passes Ekstrom. And now the defending champ of last year, in his last race as defending champion, in his element. And there you get a good look at it from Ekstrom's car.
And then when it started to rain, of course, it was really difficult to drive these 1, 2, 3 laps when it was water hanging in the air. And I just can say my team called me in on the right time, and I'm happy for the result in the end. It was really great.
This is not the day for Laurent Aiello. You can see his car not working well in the wet whatsoever. It was set up for dry. He did not handle well here in the wet. Timo Scheider gets by him. And so the last race of the season for Aiello was not good, but it was great for this man. Bernd Schneider, who had troubles at the beginning of the season, comes home the winner at the Grand Prix course at Hockenheim, the last race of the German Touring Car Masters season 2002. And the fireworks greet him, and he gives them a donut. And loses the door in the process. There's your championship, though. Laurent Aiello, the champion, 2002, the defending champ. Bernd Schneider finishing second. And the final podium shots of the season. The new champion, Laurent Aiello. The German Touring Car Masters 2002. And now everyone can look forward to the German Touring Car Masters 2003. Who will be the champion then?